Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Listen Up. It's been a while. We got a lot to talk about. But before I get going, just to let you guys know, if you guys download Spreaker, it's Spreaker.com. All you need is your email address. You can register for free. You can either listen live or download my podcast on there. I'm also on Twitter at ListenUp. Or you can hit up my Facebook page and let me know all the things that I forgot to say. Or, there's a lot of topics going on right now. The topics I'm going to talk about today are Jameis Winston and the NFL inconsistency, which rookie QB will have the most success, Baker's debate with Colin on the herd, and which under 500 team has the most to prove in 2018. Let's get it started. So Jameis Winston got caught or had allegations that he allegedly groped a girl's crotch area and is expected in a report that he's going to get 3 games. So what I want to talk about is the NFL inconsistency when it comes to domestic violence cases. And we've seen this multiple times. This isn't just Jameis Winston. This was about Ezekiel Elliott. This was about Ray Rice. The inconsistency that the NFL doesn't know how to handle these types of situations. And let's take the domestic violence cases out for a second. Let's go to just regular ones. Let's go to Plexico Burress. Let's go to Alden Smith. Those guys consistently were getting in trouble, but yet were allowed to play. Jameis Winston is going to get 3 games and is going to get a $134,000 fine. For me, that's a fortune. For him, that's pocket change. Now, the reason why, I'm going to say that he settled. And the reason why is when I watched the herd. Apparently, if he were to appeal this case, and let's say he loses or he wins, and he makes his appeal or he gets his 3-game suspension next year, instead of the $134,000, it turns to $3.7 million. So this sounds like he's settled. Also, the NFL base for domestic violence cases should be 6 games. From watching Will Cain and listening to the herd, 6 games is the baseline. And this is why I think the NFL is inconsistent. So why is Jameis only getting 3? Where does this account for? And this is the problem that I have. I think the NFL sometimes just, this is what we're going to do and we're not going to talk about it. I think the NFL needs to sit down and they need to go over some of these issues. These issues have to be brought up. And that will be, and come up with the best solution. Hey, this is what we're going to do. Okay, let's talk about this. Because what if that's someone's mother? What if that's someone's daughter? Someone's relative? The thing that I have is, what if that was Roger Goodell's daughter? What if that was Jerry Jones's daughter? Would it be upheld the same? I don't think so. Well, let me know what you guys think on that situation now. I also, before I go to the next subject, people that are with him, I get it. You are innocent until proven guilty. This isn't the first time that Jameis Winston got caught for something. This is the first time in the NFL that he got caught for something, but in college football, he had 3 things against him. There's a pattern here. That's another problem I have, is people that are consistent or have a consistent pattern of crimes, of getting in trouble, kind of like a Johnny Manziel type deal. That's why I wasn't too satisfied with Baker Mayfield, which I will get to. But I get it. Innocent until proven guilty, and I understand how these things work. Some girls are a little bit nuts, especially with people that are rich. But just let me know what you guys think. Are you on his side? Do you believe Jameis Winston did this? All right, let me know. We're going to go to the next subject here, and this is my favorite one. Which rookie QB will be most successful in 2018? There are a lot of QB battles in the NFL this year, and I think this is going to be the most fun. The one that I am most excited to see, I don't know why, I'm excited to see Baker Mayfield in the Cleveland Browns or Tyrod Taylor, because I've always rooted for the Cleveland Browns. Every draft, I'm like, oh, man, they're going to do good this year. They're going to come out on top. They have two number one draft picks in the top 5 this year. There's no way Cleveland could possibly fail. And I think they did very well. I think they selected a top 5 quarterback, and I think they selected a top 3 corner. And I think they needed to address those 2 positions. They had to dress up the QB position, and they had to dress up their backfield, losing Joe Hayden last year. So I think that they did those things very well. So I'm excited to see that. Now, which rookie QB, in my opinion, will have the most success? I think it's going to be Josh Rosen. And the reason why is because you look at Josh Allen and A.J. McCarron. A.J. McCarron, I think, will be the starter. Josh Allen reminds me of Phillip Rivers. And if Josh Allen is smart here, I would be like, okay, let A.J. McCarron lose his job. I will sit, I will learn, I will take all the knowledge in. Bills have a great team around him. They have a great defense. They're adding pieces on the offensive end. If I'm Josh Allen, I'm taking a seat back, and I'm going to let A.J. McCarron lose that job. If I'm Lamar Jackson, Joe Flacco, I'm going to let Joe Flacco lose that job. If Lamar Jackson is serious about being a quarterback, because, and I get it, John Harbaugh said that he wants to use him in multiple. Coaches say things sometimes to confuse other teams, confuse the coaches, confuse the defense. Oh, we're going to use him in this package. They might use him in a Wildcat. I'm not going to lie. They might throw him out there, for a decoy, or they might use him. Who knows, for 1 or 2 plays. But you can't tell me that Lamar Jackson's going to be on the field more than, 40% of the snaps. I mean, who knows? But I'm just saying, if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm serious about being quarterback, sit behind Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco has one of the best QBR ratings in the playoffs. He's a Super Bowl MVP. Learn from him. Take a seat back and learn from him. So my debate here is Josh Rosen. And the reason why I think that is because Sam Bradford is injury prone, and I'm kind of rooting for Sam Bradford here. I really am. But he has a history of getting injured. I'm hoping, and I don't wish this upon him, I'm hoping that he can not get injured and maintain a season. But if I were to bet on it, I think Josh Rosen's going to take that job, and I think Arizona's going to build around Josh Rosen. I would bet on him. I would. Now, the only QB I didn't add is Sam Darnold, and that's because there's not really a QB battle there. And I honestly, for some reason, I'm not sold on Sam Darnold. There's like a little hint of me that wants to be, but I'm not. I don't think the Jets have enough around him on the defensive end and the offensive end to give him a balance. I mean, I'm not sold on it. However, I do wish him the best. Because the AFC East, if Josh Allen and Sam Darnold are what they're supposed to be, the AFC East is going to be pretty tough. It's going to be really tough, especially if the Jets and the Bills get some talent around them. All right, let me know what you guys think on that case. Who is the best QB that's going to have the most success for rookies in 2018? Let me know. All right, we go to Baker's debate with Colin Cowherd on the Herd. I don't know if you guys listened to this, and this is a subject that I'm pretty interested in, and I'm about to play a clip here. It's just a minute clip, but before I do, I want to get you guys the picture. I want to get you the visual image of what was happening. So Baker went on the Herd, and he played against Ohio State at Ohio State, and he threw a touchdown pass, and he ran towards the crowd instead of celebrating with his teammate. Now, there's 2 sides to this argument, and I agree with both of them. I agree with Colin as that's kind of a selfish move. However, I also agree with Baker Mayfield as if you would have watched the whole game instead of that one specific clip. He did this multiple times. He celebrated with his team multiple times before that incident. He wanted to give the band and the crowd that traveled to Ohio State some love. That was his argument, which I agree with. I understand. I totally get it. In the heat of the moment, he threw a touchdown against Ohio State, Urban Meyer's Ohio State, and he wanted to go celebrate. Now, on Colin's argument, I totally agree with him. I think that in the heat of the moment, why wouldn't you want to celebrate with your teammate after that? Why wouldn't you want to go congratulate him? Then go run off into the stands and have a blast. That's an argument too. Hang out with your team, celebrate with him. You're going to go to the sideline anyways. Why don't you celebrate with them afterwards? Which is a pretty good argument, which is better than the one that Baker gave. I will say this about Baker Mayfield standing up to Colin Cowherd. Now, we've seen recently Colin Cowherd kind of nick at people, and people usually try to bypass the question. Okay, yeah, this is what happened, but, this is what I'm going to do. Kind of try to just go away from standing up for themselves. Baker stood up for himself. He did. He stood up for himself, which I was really surprised with, and I was kind of excited. So we kind of get to what would you guys do? And I'm going to play this clip real quick. Here it is.
I'm like, oh, Baker. You're playing Ohio State. I watched every snap. You were, gloriously talented guy, right? And then I see this play right here. Now watch this, Baker. And you throw a touchdown, and instead of, now, I don't like this. I'm going to tell you right now. How come you're not, what? Where are you going? Where are you going over there?
Our band is over there. Our student section's right there. And then straight back to our sideline.
What about your team?
Did you watch the rest of the game?
I watched the whole game.
You did? So you saw me celebrate with my teammates like the 3 touchdowns before that too?
I don't like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You pulled the one clip of me running right there to our fans and people that traveled well to that game, first of all. And then you didn't show the rest of the clip of me going to our sideline?
No. You have to go to the sideline. You're not going to go to a hospital. Well, where are you going to go after the touchdown? You're not going to go.
Well, you're acting like I just ran away from everybody.
Well, you.
So he stood his ground on that. He did. He stood his ground. He kind of stood up. And he also responded to him getting in trouble with the police, and I thought that was a great comment that he had to the police. He actually gave a very mature answer, which was one of the best answers that Colin said that he's heard from a young man. So I will give him that. Let me know what you guys think on that. We're going to go to the next topic. All right, the last topic. Which under 500 team has the most to prove in 2018? Now, I know about 75% of you guys are going to say the Browns because of all their free agent acquisitions. But I'm not sold on that. I honestly think there's 2 teams that sticks out in my mind. It's the Broncos and it's the 49ers. The Broncos and the 49ers. Now, these are the reasons why I say the Broncos and the 49ers. I'm going to go over the list of about 7 I have. Okay, it's the Browns, the Broncos, the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants, the 49ers, and the Packers. The reason why I say the Broncos and the 49ers is because the 49ers, for one, have Jimmy Garoppolo, who is the highest paid QB. I want to say Matthew Stafford might be the highest paid QB now, but I want to say that Jimmy is. But I'm going to go with them because of Jimmy Garoppolo and all the hype that he has. Now, I don't have a lot of time, but that is one of the reasons why I think the 49ers have a lot of hype. They're projected to go to the playoffs and win their division. Now, the Broncos are on the same type of path, getting Chubb as their matching up with Von Miller. The defense is still intact, even losing Aqib Talib. Chris Harris is still there. And the Broncos added, some QB firepower. They still have their same wide receiver core. So let me know what you guys think about that. And this was a great show today, guys. Just let me know what you think. Like I said, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Facebook, or like I said, download Spreaker. And you can either download or listen live. Thank you. Have a good one.